Time. Selfish by nature, and it waits for no one. But tonight, dear listener, we at Penance RPG bring you another tale from the minds of Nikolai Popsky and Artie McNeil. A tale of a village with a hidden secret and a party of heroes racing against the clock. So as we wind up the timer, we bid thee stay a while, for this is one of many variations of our 2019 Halloween story.
Welcome to the Penance Halloween 2019, this time with Saviours. Is it Saviours D&D or Saviours RPG?
RPG now. We changed just to be annoying. Just right. Copying our big brothers at Penance.
So, we'll just get them to introduce themselves. So, who are you? Where can we normally find you, and what are you playing? Starting with Squid.
Hello, I am Squid, and I am playing Mickey the Magician, who is a halfling magician. Yeah, and I'm looking forward to this. Usually part of Plummet, and also the DM on Saviours, so it's good to share about and experience different stories.
Yep, good. Next we have Donbro.
Hello, I am Dombro, and today I will be playing a Tabaxi rogue named Jiskar, and he should be fun. He's a little bit insane, and yeah, you can find me. I am part of the Saviours RPG cast that streams weekly on a Sunday over on our Mixer, and I have a Twitter at Dombro, DNBRO. That's it.
Cool. Next we have Emeros.
Hello, I'm Emeros, and I play Ulf Strongarm today. He is a human fighter. And yeah, this is going to be fun.
Cool. And finally, we have Terrorblades.
Right, and I play Vraxim II, and he's a halfling fighter. And I'm also, like everybody else, part of Saviours RPG, and I'm also on Twitter, Terrorblades_. Yeah.
Terrorblades_, yeah. Okay. Cool.
Terrorblades _ full stop.
Right, okay. Gotta get that full stop in. Right, so, you have all, as usual for these stories, responded to someone looking for work in a tavern. And it seems that one of the guilds has been looking for a group to basically go on a recon mission to find out what became of one of their beast hunters. So all of you have signed up, you take your place in the inn on the evening, and you're approached by a human in a sort of long leather coat who introduces himself as Christoph Raducan. He tells you that one of his best beast hunters from his guild, called Wilfred Barsh, has basically stopped responding to any letters or any sort of information they've said to try and get hold of him from the nearby small village of Dorohirsk. He basically will tell you anything you want to know, so I'll put the floor open. What would you like to know?
Well, this guy we're looking for, what does he look like?
He is about slightly taller than average for a human. He, again, like most beast hunters, wears a lot of leather, like a long leather coat, quite large boots. He's quite resourceful. He's used to living off the land, as most beast hunters are.
Okay, so, I mean, he would know how to hide if we tried to look for him.
He would know how to hide, yes, but it's been about 3 weeks since you last heard anything from him.
Oh, I will find him. It's fine. We'll find him. It's fine.
Sir, where was the last known whereabouts? Did you say that already?
The last known whereabouts was a small village called Dorohirsk. As some of you will know, is a small village to the sort of south. It's in the middle of Turnip Country.
That's the place in the middle of Turnip Country, right?
Yes. It's the middle of Turnip Country, and Dorohirsk used to be known for having this quite grand keep where the royal family used to go and visit, but sadly, as we're all aware, the royal family died a few years ago to that plague. And since then, no one's really visited the castle. It seems to have sort of drifted into disrepair.
Yes. God rest their souls.
So, is there anything else you wish to know? Do you wish to discuss payment? Do you wish to discuss anything else?
Now we're coming to the interesting part.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. He offers to pay each of you 100 gold, and he will give you 50 up front now if you want.
Yes,
but he
please.
wants solid proof of what's happened to Wilfred.
Yeah.
For 100, just to find a guy. Yeah, I'll take it.
I think Jaskar just has like one of those Bruce Lee palms beckoning the coin forward.
He takes out the small bags of gold and chucks it to each of you, and says, well, I just want you to find Wilfred and bring him back to me. And if you can't bring him back, at least tell me where he is and what he's up to.
This can be done very easily.
I will tell you that the reason he went to Dorohursk is for the last 6 months the villagers of Dorohursk have been submitting these badly spelled letters to us to say that there's been a vampire. Now, the concept of a vampire in such a small village, if there was a vampire there, there'd be dead all over the place, but there's been no reported dead. All there's been is a couple of dead animals, even according to the letters, as badly as we'd have to decipher them, because they can't seem to spell anything, but all they seem to report is there's been some murdered animals that have had all the blood drained, but they think immediately it's a vampire. The only reason Wilfred went down there is because, as you know, high summer is effectively off-season for vampire hunters.
Of
Vampires
course,
don't
of
come
course,
out in the
yes.
summer.
Do you have any tips about finding this guy? Something to lure him out with if...
Oh, he should be pretty obvious if he's about. He's very dedicated. He's one of our oldest vampire hunters, well, beast hunters as it were. He's been hunting for about at least 20 years.
Oh, that's pretty
Does he have a
long.
favorite food, drink?
Oh, I don't know if he drinks much anymore. He used to be very fond of gin.
Oh,
Oh, another reason to buy more of it.
indeed.
Any known base camps that the guy has that we can just go and find?
No, none. There are none nearby. Dorohursk is a sort of small village on the end of its own. I mean, the reason we wondered if they wanted a beast hunter is because of the tourism that a beast hunter can bring to a small town. I mean, Dorohursk used to be one of these places that the royal family would visit, and when they visited, a couple of people would show up and, spending coin. But since the royal family, God bless their soul, have been away, we wonder if the only reason they were applying to us is to try and, generate some more gold that way.
Ah. And it'll be a bit of a vacation for the beast hunter as well, right?
Would you like to spend several months in a turnip farm?
If I get paid for it.
Yeah.
It sounds awful.
I mean, you can use turnips for make anything. My uncle used to make all types of drink.
Sounds dirty.
Depends on who you meet there.
Well, no point for us to stand around here then.
Can I just have a quick look around? Did he come alone?
Yep, he came alone.
Okay.
You can have a couple of drinks in the bar on him. He's happy to pay for them. He's happy to tell you anything you want to know.
I think Mickey's going to ask him, what do you think is there in that village then, rather if it's not a vampire?
Oh, as I said, it's probably just them wanting to generate tourism, but the problem is Wilfred's usually not the kind to stick around if there's not a problem.
And you've not heard from him. Well, then,
No, not in the last 3 weeks. He did leave. He left a month ago, and it's been 3 weeks since we had a proper thing from him. The last one we sent, we got a letter saying it's no longer at this address, but we don't seem to have any further contact for him, and we've got no reports that he's left.
what was the address?
It's the inn in Dorohursk.
Well, somebody must have seen him there. So, we should probably just ask someone at the inn as soon as we get there then.
Probably a good idea. I suggest that we just all have a nice sweet sherry and then get on to the road.
Speak for yourself.
Yeah.
And Jaskar will go to the bar and just order a double shot of milk.
My cousin is wise. Let's go get the alcohol.
Double milk.
Oh, yeah,
Double milk and chaser.
been a long day.
Surely a white Russian at least.
Is Russian in this place?
Is there a salty Russian? No, never mind.
So, you're all left to your drinking for the evening. The next morning, you all jump into this coach, which makes its way along the simple road to Dorohursk. It's a very boring trip, not much really happens. As evening draws in, you sort of come over this hill and arrive in the small village of Dorohursk. There are 6 main locations you can see. It's the old castle, as I described. It's a sort of single keep with a massive door. It looks like it's very much seen better days. There's the blacksmith and stables that you've just basically arrived into. It looks like there's a simple sort of blacksmith stall and a adjoining stables, effectively. There's the town hall, which still, even at this hour, looks like it's got lights on. There's the town square, which has a quite large, fantastical looking fountain and a couple of like villager stalls and stuff like that. There's the inn, and at the back of all the sort of town, the sort of regal area, is the graveyard. For the first choice of location, your first choices are the blacksmith stables, the town hall, or the inn.
What time of day was it that we arrived?
It's about
Evening.
early evening, so about maybe 6, 7 at night.
Yeah, I think the inn's a good place to start if that's where the letter was going and where they said that he'd disappeared from.
Yeah.
Agreed.
So you make your way to the inn, and as you push open the doors, you see that it's a very simple place. A couple of tables, a couple of patrons, not that much really. There's a quite large, let's go with buxom looking woman behind the bar. She looks about early 40s, and she's got one of those barmaid smiles that you just know is just trying to sort of get more drink out of you. So, what do you want to do?
Is there gin here?
You after some gin?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's fine then. You just come over here, I'll get you some gin sorted, no problem.
What would this cost me?
Oh, a couple of gold and gin is no problem. You know, decent measures and all.
Yeah. I'll need maybe a bottle because we're looking for a man that enjoyed his gin, that used to live here, but he's gone apparently.
All right, who's that then?
Oh, the Beast Hunter.
The what?
Yeah, the Beast Hunter. Oh, his name escapes me. Cousin, do you know his name?
He's called Wilfred.
Thank you.
I've never met a Wilfred, sorry. What'd they look like?
He was a man with a leather coat and big old boots.
Man with leather coat and big old... Oh, you don't mean Bill, do you?
Bill?
Oh, no. That bastard used to live here. He's not living here anymore. We thought he could stay here for free. I mean, I'm happy to put a couple of lodgings up for a night or two, but I'm not letting him stay here for free.
So, he stayed here.
Oh yes, when he got here he stayed here for about 2 or 3 nights, and then after that I just had to tell him to go away. Very nasty to me. You should see what he did to Astrid.
Wait, what?
When was this exactly?
Oh, this was about 3-4 weeks ago now.
Can I ask a favor? Jaskar will just roll a couple of gold across the table towards her.
Oh, what's that then?
May I see the room he stayed upon?
Oh, it's the one we use for everyone. You just take the stairs up there, at the top there. Just open the door.
Is it clean?
Oh, we clean it every day. Astrid
Okay,
goes in and
good.
cleans it.
Okay, and Jaskar will start heading up.
What did he do to Astrid?
Just what I was going to ask.
He was very unkind to her, made her cry.
Shame.
I know Astrid's a sort of emotional type, and that's not hard, but it was very harsh of him. He shouted at her. Don't like him.
What did he shout at poor Astrid?
Oh, all the filth that could come out of his mouth. Oof. You don't want to be doing with him. Evil bastard.
Oh, no. Well, we are kind of looking for him.
Oh, you'll want to be going out to that graveyard. He sits up that tree like a bloody bird.
A tree? I don't know. What did he say that he had a profession?
Well, he sits and watches that castle.
Is that a job? You can get paid for that?
Well, he says he's hunting that vampire that lives in the castle. Every time I've seen him, he's missed him. He's never hit him once. He keeps saying it's the villagers' fault. We keep talking to him, but we can't help it. We're a friendly sort down here. He doesn't like us, though. He's a mean bastard. He shouts at everyone. He's a bad-tempered sort.
Meh. I mean, if he sits up a tree all day, I'd also be angry. I mean, you know...
Oh, he didn't like the children. The children called him Bill the Bird. Oh, he didn't like that at all. Very angry. Started shouting at the parents. Tell them they weren't raising their kids right. I mean, I've had 7 myself. You wouldn't tell me I'm not raising my young'uns right.
Something seems to be risen, right? So the man is up the tree and he's mean to everyone. But there was also the other thing. Speaking of vampires, it was animals that would, suck dry of blood.
It was a horrible business, that. We still get it now. Every now and then we find an animal with, all the blood drained out of it. Horrible sort. Don't know what causes it. It happened to one of them horses. You go up and speak to Ferdinand. It happened to one of his horses. Bone dry it was. Poor horse.
Oh, must have looked like a couch or leather bag or something there at the end.
Oh, it was lying blindside, wheezing like a bastard when we found it. Barely any blood left, pouring out all over the floor.
Oh.
Horrible business.
I guess we need to look at that creature, see what it is.
We've never seen what does it. Just all we know is it leaves these wee tooth marks on his neck.
Ah.
Would that not just be the vampire that lives in the castle that's doing it then?
Well, you see, that vampire claims he ain't a vampire. But we won't come out in the day. He claims it's because of that bill. But we know it's really because he's a vampire.
So why are you friendly with him then if he kills things?
When he moved in here, that man in the castle, I brought him up a tray. Said, here you go. Here's all these nice sweetmeats and everything. And he said he wouldn't eat any of it. It's not his sort. Strange bastard. Refusing good food like that.
What's the vampire's name?
Oh, I don't ask him his name. He never introduced me, and, not a lady's place to ask.
Huh. Oh, okay. I guess we'll have to ask him.
Last thing, sorry for all the questions. I take it the horse that was sucked dry was in the stables.
Oh, aye. It was up in the stables, it got bled dry. You wait around here. Ferdinand will be here in the next couple of hours.
Okay, well, maybe we'll go and speak to Jiskar and see what he's found in the room. Mikey's going to go and follow Jiskar up the stairs.
And so will Ulf.
Cousin, you want something to drink?
Sweet cherry, please.
I'll have 3 of those.
Okay, she pours you a couple of drinks. So, what are you doing now?
We followed Jiskar to go and look
I was going to go investigate the room he stayed in.
Okay. You walk into the room. It's a very simple standard room. It's got a bed, a bedside table, not much else. Got a simple rug on the floor, set of shutter blinds.
I go full Kitty at home and just turn everything upside down.
Yep.
Do an investigation or something.
You turn the room upside down. You don't find anything. It's literally been.
Okay.
It looks like it's been swept nice and tidily before you came here.
Any shinies?
No, but maybe Astrid, she was the one that was meant to clean it. Maybe we should speak to her.
Oh, Astrid, yes. Oh, meant to ask, did someone mention a bird?
Well, there's a man who lives in a tree and it might be the person we're looking for.
Oh, so no food then. Okay.
There's probably birds there as well.
Oh, yes.
There's a dried horse carcass if you want one.
Well, there's nothing here, so...
Sort of exits the room, leaving it in a shambles.
I think we should speak to Astrid, and I think we should speak to Ferdinand, whose horse was drunk.
What?
You heard!
Okay. Oh, it's been a long trip.
At this point, you look down and you see someone in quite obvious finery arrive to the door, and he walks up to the bar and says, I have travelled for many leagues. Is this where I might find Brumhilda? And the barmaid goes, you another one? Alright, you know her price. And the man puts quite a large bag of gold on the table. And she goes, Brumhilda! And this massive, 7.5 foot, 8 foot tall Amazonian woman just walks from the back room, walks up to the man. Here, this one here, he's just paid. She picks him up, puts him over her shoulder, walks all the way up the stairs and into a room, one of the rooms along from you, and she slams the door behind it.
Whoa. I mean, I don't know what I would do with all of that, but it is intriguing. Should we scrape together the money? I think it might be worth it.
Yeah, Jiskar just goes back down.
Jiskar, you sure don't want to edge any on it?
I think I'll go and get another sweet cherry.
I just didn't want to be there for the sounds.
By the gods.
So, what are you doing now?
I think I am going to go and speak to the barmaid again and ask, You said Astrid cleaned the room. Is she about for us to speak to?
Oh, hello there, dear. No, she's not here at the moment. She's out getting ingredients for her cooking. She'll be back shortly, though.
Okay, did she say that she found anything when she cleaned the room? When you chucked Billy out?
When we chucked Bill out, he left a few things, but I think we all just chucked them outside, and then he picked them up later.
Anything strange or out of the ordinary?
Oh, just a few small things. I think there was a pocket watch, but that was about it.
Okay.
I think it's time for a drink.
Are you small masters looking for beds tonight?
Yes.
Alright, then we can set you up, no bother. So she takes a couple of gold off you and tells you that your rooms are up the stair, including one of you is staying in the room that you've just turned over.
I call not it.
I'll stay there. I'm not superstitious.
Hey, barkeeper, can I get a double cream, please? Been a long day.
Oh, a double cream. That's fine then.
Yes.
I gotta ask, how much jink did that guy put up for the giant?
Oh, Brumilda? Oh, it's a very weird tale, Brumilda, but she costs 200 gold.
Nothing wrong with having a tail.
Aye, it's a lot expensive. I see your face looking at that reaction. It's the same reaction I had when she arrived. Problem is, she's a mute. She don't talk.
What does she do?
Oh, I don't know, but the men that come back down from there, their eyes are popping out their head. I mean, I have no idea what she does, but she takes her time doing it. I mean, it takes them at least half an hour to come out from up there. When they come out, oh, you better believe their eyes are just way different from when they went in. I mean, I used to be a servant girl myself, and I went up and down the stair many a time a night, but I didn't get anyone to look like that.
Half an hour? That's like 30 times. That's amazing.
Aye, known by the men I've been with, it's not even longer than that.
I shouldn't ask.
But you will anyway.
Say... No, I'm getting paid for the other thing. Control yourself. Fuck it. What's the cost?
For me? Oh, I'm long past that, young master. I've had too many of the wee-ins.
Oh, no, not from what I can tell right.
Oh, you're sweet and all, but me back's not into it, and I've had enough warm drinks in me time, shall we say? I don't really need another.
Then, for just a glance at your beautiful face, here, have 5.
If that's all you're wanting, then that's fine. I'll take the gold off you. Always can use it to pay Astrid.
You can look at Jeskar's face literally any time, and you give me money, yes?
I can, but I think you should be giving me your whiskers.
I am cute and I have whiskers, interesting face. Give me money.
And I'm hungry. What are you selling for food here?
Oh, I'll see what Astrid's got lying around. I mean, the girl should be back by now. And she goes to the back room and comes back a couple of minutes later with some simple bread and cheese and stuff like that. And says, "Here you go, this'll do for you for now. And when that girl gets back, wherever she's got to, she'll feed you proper."
Alright then, I'll sit around here somewhere.
Yeah, I think Mikey will take a drink and just sit with Ulf. Mickey's definitely just waiting for either Astrid or what was the other guy, Herbert or something, from the stables coming in.
Okay. You want to do anything else, or are you just waiting?
I was just going to say, Jescar goes to sit with him, but you'll notice he puts down napkins where he's going to sit.
Okay, so the next time slot you're available, you can go to the castle, you can stay in the inn, or you can go to the graveyard. Where would you like to go?
Do we go to the graveyard and speak to the guy in a tree, staring at the vampire castle?
I guess that's probably the right... Well, I would agree to go there. You could always cut to the chase, go straight, but I'd rather get some information before going to the castle.
I don't mind to go straight to the castle if you want.
Could, but I just think we could go there and it could just be a weird, normal chat.
Could be. Yeah, we should probably get at least something from the graveyard. Or maybe we should stay the night. Do everything else in the morning.
We have 2 people we want to meet here in the tavern. We have a person of interest in the graveyard and one in the castle.
I mean, what can go wrong in a graveyard at night in a Halloween show?
Nothing.
Nothing. What do you mean?
But like, if the graveyard of the castle is like one person of interest, whereas the inn at least has two.
I suggest we stay. We've been out all day getting here, and we have some people that we might find interesting here. That's what I suggest.
That's fine. I'll go with the Ikeans.
This place smells funny. I will go with the majority.
Okay, so you're going to stay in the inn?
Yep.
Okay. So as you stay in the inn, you notice a couple of people arrive and come and sit in. There's a sort of oldish man in like very muddy boots and a long coat. He looks a lot older than the person you'd be here to get. And he sits down and he starts chatting away to someone else who's just turned up. He's wearing a sort of like long leather apron, and he looks like he's got like the sort of muscles of someone that would work in the blacksmith. Also, a sort of youngish girl, about 19, runs back in holding a basket and starts sort of running into the kitchen of the inn. You hear the sound of someone chopping things up and cooking.
Well, who wants to speak to Astrid, and who wants to speak to the person from the stables? And he points over to the big blacksmith-looking guy.
Well, Astrid's supposed to deliver me some food, so I'm gonna wait here for her.
You could always go and speak to her in the kitchen while she's cooking. See what she knows.
I'm not disturbing a good meal.
I think Becky just looks at the other two, see what they are planning on doing.
I was upstairs for a lot of this. Who is this stable person?
He's the one whose horse got drank by the vampire.
Oh, yes. I go talk to him. Just gotta talk to him.
Okay. So, what are you going to walk up to the sort of blacksmith and talk to him?
Yes.
Okay. So he's sitting chatting to the sort of older man that seems to be covered in mud.
Hello. Excuse me, gentlemen.
Hello there. How can I be helping you?
I heard of your terrible story. Your horse, sir. May I ask you some questions about it?
Oh, the horse. You mean the one that was bled dry?
Yes.
Oh yeah, you can ask me. What are you looking for?
Well, we were just told there was a horse that was drank. That sounded kind of fishy. We're here looking for a fellow called Wilfred Barsh. Heard of him?
Never heard of anyone called Wilfred. No one I'm afraid called Wilfred, no. As for the horse, it was just, found one morning and the poor thing was almost bled dry. Couldn't save it. I just, hit it in the head with a shovel.
Ow. That sounds painful. But the nicest way to
broke
let
a perfectly good shovel and all.
Wait, you didn't kill it in that blow?
Well, we killed it in that blow, but it broke the shovel. Very powerful horses we have around here.
I'm so sorry to hear that. Okay, can you tell me a little bit about what the horse looked like when you came across it? Obviously,
it was,
no blood, but...
it was lying on the ground, twitching quite violently, and it had a big wound in its neck. A single long wound, like a tooth.
Huh. Single long wound. You say long wound, you mean deep, or you mean long across?
About maybe inch or two deep.
Ah, inch or two. Interesting.
Yeah, it was quite weird, quite peculiar. It was like, just in the neck there, but it's just the one of them, it wasn't two. I mean, you'd expect with a vampire there'd be two bites, but there's only one.
Well, the prices these days, probably too expensive to go to vampire dentist, huh? Yes?
Oh, I never thought of that.
Well, there you go.
The case, yeah.
So, yeah, speaking of this vampire, we hear the vampire might be up in this castle.
Oh, him? Oh, he's a queer sort, him. He keeps to himself, don't talk to any of the villagers, we don't see him anymore. He used to try and socialise, but, after what you did to Lady there's welcome basket, none of us really wanted to talk to him.
He did something to a basket?
Oh, she brought him a basket for all these nice meats and cheese, and he said he wouldn't take any of it. Said it ain't the thing he eats. Then did some weird thing with his teeth, apparently. I didn't see it myself, but I've heard lots of dodgy stories.
Weird thing with his teeth? Did he have both teeth?
Oh, I don't know, I wasn't there. Apparently you'd have to ask Astrid. She's the one that saw him.
She is the girl inside in the kitchen, yes?
Oh, she's a little one in the kitchen, aye.
Right, well, thank you so much for your time. We are actually going to be in and around the village. If anything comes up, you hear of anyone called Wilfred Barsh, you come let us know, yeah?
Oh, I'll be fine. If you see anything around, you can come speak to me as well. I'll be on my shop most of the day. Only
sure
sleep at
did.
night.
You have a name, sir?
Oh, I'm Ferdinand.
Ferdinand. I'm Jeskar. Nice to meet you. Okay.
Aye, likewise.
I'll just take my leave.
And I think whilst Jaskar's been doing that, Mikey's going to have sort of gone into the kitchen, just sort of wee halfling sort of tugged on who he suspects is Astrid's sort of dress to get attention, and just go, hello, are you Astrid?
At this point, the girl turns. She goes, "Who's asking?"
Yeah, I am. My name's Mikey, and I'm a magician.
Oh, it's really nice. These onions are really bad.
Sorry. That's triggered me.
I think we just flip quickly to like just outside when Jaskar's walking past and he hears the scream. He just eyes to the roof like, there goes Mike.
Raxim sort of puffs Ulf on the shoulder. Yeah, cousin tends to have that effect on him. Usually there's more crying afterwards, but...
He couldn't just wait until she got here.
No, he always reaches the end first.
Boys, you'll have another?
He just goes up to the bar and gets you drinks and we can move back to Mike.
That's fine.
If that causes my food to be ruined, I'm gonna be really mad at him.
And just at that, I think Mikey just goes, do you mind stepping away from the onions for a moment so I can have a wee word with you?
Alright. What's up?
I heard you had a bit of a run-in with Big Billy.
Oh, I don't like Bill. He's a mean bastard.
What did he say to you to upset you so much?
Oh, he called me every name he could. Bloody Bill.
Why? What upset him so much?
We don't know. He just seems to be angry all the time. As my mum said, just let him be.
Is your mum the barmaid?
That's her, aye.
When you were cleaning out his room, did you find anything strange or odd in there?
All I found was this watch, and showed it to me mum, and she just said just throw it outside with the rest of the stuff.
And there was a pocket watch, I think your mum said.
Oh, aye, it's a small silver thing on a chain.
Did it have any writing or inscriptions on it?
Oh, I'd never really seen anything that fancy before, so I didn't really look at it.
And did you ever hear anyone called Bill Wilfred?
No, I've never heard that name.
And I think he's just going to reach in, give her a wee gold. Sorry to bother you, miss. I maybe have some other questions when I've spoken to my friends, but you keep on doing your job. Thank you.
I'll get back to the onions then. Woo!
You're just going to go back to the table and...
Mikey, you dog.
Didn't really get any cool information, unfortunately.
It wasn't information you were seeking.
You are a weird person, Vraxin.
And he smells.
Thank you, cousin.
I, on the other hand, as usual, have gathered all the information we need.
What did she say exactly?
I hope you like onions.
Onions? What? Cousin, you...
I suppose.
Anyway, the man over there, his name is Ferdinand, yes? Yeah.
Oh, the blacksmith.
That's the one, big fellow. Well, he says his horsey was drank dry, but had one long cut. But I think he meant deep. It was about 1.5 inches deep, but only one tooth. So I wonder, is our vampire maybe eating too many sweeties?
Could have. Or bit something that was tough and broke a tooth off.
True. This could also maybe get him to angrily shoo away this little onion girl. Although that sounds like fast food to me. Why would he send her away?
Well, it wasn't the vampire that did that. It's the strange man that lives in a tree in the graveyard.
I'm getting mixed messages. Well, anyway, I was told that apparently this castle man, he did a weird thing with his teeth. So, maybe illusion?
Maybe. But you said that there was just one deep cut.
Yes.
Not two.
No.
Last time I checked, vampires had 2 big teeth, not 1.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean. Maybe injured vampire can't be not very good at hunting anymore, or maybe different animal altogether.
Or maybe someone else is tapping the animals for blood.
Well, that's easy to find out how. We just need to visit the castle and demand he shows us his teeth. If he's got one missing, he's eating the horses.
Oh, I know. Okay, Mickey, we dress you up like artists, okay? You go say, oh hey, we are doing pictures of everyone in town for free. You can put on wall, big smile, and that.
Well, if that's gonna work, you're gonna have to buy him a canvas and a clothing and the brushes and everything.
No, I mean,
Jiskar, you need to make him convincing.
you can just say, I am artist,
Yeah, but you need all the parts to make it convincing, man. Brushes. We might even need to have some people come in to make a set for the entire thing.
Famous finger painter. Famous finger painter. Huh? We just get some parchment.
Or paw painter or something, yeah.
No, I'm not. I'm no painter. Mickey. Mickey looks like the biggest artist, yes? I think we all agree.
Yeah, cousin is a master at many things, but I don't know. But again,
I can't
Jiskar, you need to
paint
buy him
worth shit.
You do not have to paint at all. You just look like you paint, Carry yourself with your normal confidence. Say, hey, I finger paint you. Be great portrait for your house. Give me big smile.
Yeah. A picture of himself really liven up an abandoned.
Okay. He's just like misgivings written all over his face. It's just like he knows that he's not going to talk them out of this, so that's his response. Okay, sad.
No, cousin, no. You will go there and we shall dress you like the master mage you are.
And I'm already dressed like a master mage.
I know, but the real awesome mages, they don't even wear any clothes, man.
I've read that book.
We could always just go there, offer him apple, see if he bites apple, see if he gets sore tooth.
Why don't you just pretend to be a wandering dentist offering free checkups?
Oh, do you think I could pull that off?
I mean, just give him a quick checkup, it'll work. Just say like, yeah, let me get a little quick see.
I could rearrange my teeth tools and make them look maybe like, dentist tools.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm down.
Just need a hammer and a saw. I've got some ball bearings and a bag of feathers. I mean, they're normally dental tools, aren't they?
Please, I have my own feathers.
Of course you do. Essential dungeoneering kit.
Yeah, surprisingly, people take feathers. I'm not really sure why.
Okay, well, we can do that. Do you want to go to graveyard first, or?
Well, let's see. I think unless anyone else is getting anything to do, I think we move on to the next time period.
Ulf is waiting for his dinner and to ask her to.
What dinner does Ulf finally get?
Yeah.
You have food brought to you. It's basically your sort of standard stew. It's quite nice. Surprisingly nice considering most of it is made up of onion and turnip. But it's surprisingly nice. It's got some decent meat through it.
Well, that's all I wanted.
Is it horse?
Is there any small metal bowls or anything like that around this place?
No, most of it seems to be ceramic-y or... Well, one or two things are made of metal, but most of them seem to be like the expensive ones, like mixing bowls and stuff. There doesn't seem to be anything else.
Okay. I think Jiskar will... I'll go to the bar keep.
May I have your shiniest small bowl? I will bring it back.
Alright. What you be needing it for?
Oh, just got to go trick a vampire.
Alright, suppose so. Just as long as you bring it back, mind.
First, of course.
Okay, so she gives you the shiny bowl.
Jiskar will proceed to make a makeshift doctor's lamp with netting and the shiny...
Okay.
It looks awful.
I think we're ready, guys.
Okay. So you all head off to sleep for a couple of hours. And the next morning. Your choices for this next slot are the castle, the blacksmith/stables, the town hall, the inn, or the town square.
To the castle.
Yeah, I think we'd all kind of decided the castle, unless anyone else has changed their mind.
Oh, that's good.
Okay, so you go into the castle?
Yep.
Okay.
Almost feel like it should be like a game show, like castle locked in. Dramatic music.
The locked in noise. So you head up towards the castle. It's a sort of small hill behind the rest of the village. As you head up towards, you find outside the castle are hundreds and hundreds of... Initially you see crucifixes, and then you see pretty much every other type of religious symbol possible, just sort of impaled into the ground outside in front of the house. As you get closer, you realise that something has definitely been moving through all these to get to where you are now. And as you look at the front door to the keep, you notice that there are signs that there have definitely been several people try and get entry and failed. Like there's huge divots taken out the door, there's arrow marks, there's a couple of arrows still on the wall around the door. It looks like this door has withheld a lot of attempts. What do you want to do?
Mikey's, without recourse to the rest of the group, he's just going to walk up and do a tiny wee gentle knock on the door. Hello, is anybody in?
Okay, do me a awareness check, please. You don't hear anything.
First roll, natural 1.
Yep.
I don't think anybody's home.
I think Jaskar now, with his Karate Kid netting and his ceramic dish, he's in character right now, and he will stride the stride of someone who got his PhD.
I want to see that stride.
Yeah, he will go to the door and a very professional...
Okay, roll your awareness. On the other side of the door, you hear a sort of... It's like someone's muttering to themselves really loudly.
Do I hear teeth? Hello, it is me, the renowned dentist of the West, Jaskar, here to solve any problems you have with these.
And he flicks his fang.
Okay, let's see what the response is. Okay, the response from the other side is, Shut up! Shut up! He's here! He's outside! I can hear him! I can hear him! I can hear him! He's there! He's not going to kill me! He's not going to kill me! He's not going to kill me this time! I've seen him! I've heard him! He's not going to kill me! He's not going to kill me! Shut up!
Listen, I only lost 90% of my patients. You're in good hands.
But at these prices, we ain't kidding.
Oh shit, that's good. That works.
Alright, you sort of continue talking to the door. Eventually you hear sort of scrabbling sound behind the door, and there's a sort of small flap on the door, like a little sort of letterbox thick, and it just pushes open a little bit, and you see a very bloodshot eye looking through at you, and it's just who are you?
Oh, my name is Dr. Jaskar.
Doctor?
I am, yes, dentist at large. I am here supporting and serving the good peoples of this land.
Why are you here?
Your ails, you have sore tooth, perhaps?
No, but do you have any blood?
What doctor does not carry blood with him? Of course, I have some blood. You just come out and we give you...
See outside? There is a bucket. Can you fill the bucket? And
This is not
you notice next to the door, there's a massive, about maybe 70-litre sized bucket sitting outside. It's a sort of very thick layer of dried blood at the bottom of it. Can you fill the bucket? Can you fill the bucket? I need you to fill the bucket, please.
Well, excuse me. This is not very sanitary. As they say, you get diseases and yuck.
I don't care about that. It's fine. It's fine. It's all above board. Just fill the bucket, please. It'll help me more than you know.
Just open the door. I'll be able to have a look at your teeth.
I can't open the door. He'll see me. He's watching me from that tree. That Birdman.
Birdman.
I was just going to ask if I could look in the direction that he's pointing, I guess.
He's sort of not pointing, he's sort of frantically looking. He won't open the flap much further than maybe about an inch, so you can barely see it's open unless you're standing in front of it. You look from where you're standing. In the middle of the graveyard is this massive tree. There doesn't seem to be anyone in there at the moment, but it is still this is just very early in the morning still.
But there's no one in that tree.
That's what he wants you to think. But he's there. He watches me all hours. I get no peace. I haven't slept in weeks.
Why did you do all this to your garden?
And he points to all the crosses and...
That wasn't me. That was them. They think I'm a vampire. I'm not a vampire. I'm an archivist. They won't listen.
What do you need the blood for?
It's personal.
Well, pulls out his swords and pricks his finger, so it will start to bleed, and holds it to the bucket.
Fill the bucket.
He will stand and slowly drip some of it into the bucket.
So this massive bucket with a slow drip falling into it. He goes, yes, thank you. Please fill the bucket. Thank you.
Why blood?
Oh, no reason, not at all. Just please fill the bucket.
Wait, are you actually a vampire?
No, I'm an archivist. I've told you this.
Alchemist? Alchemist like blood?
No, archivist. I came here to make a log of all the things in this house.
Why?
What did you find in the
I was
house?
employed by the guild in the city. They sent me down here because they wanted to know all the royal family's things were still here and what had been looted.
And?
Well, most of it has been made into makeshift barricades, I'm afraid, but I've made my notes, but I can't leave. I need
But if you want, we are free to come and go from this place as we please. You want us to take your notes somewhere?
Yes, actually, yes. Let me go and get them. And you hear him running away from the door.
And I think as he's running away, Jiskar will look back with a grin on his face and a smug look.
Dr. Jiskar, once again succeed.
Well, I doubt he's a vampire.
A freak?
No, there's something wrong with him, but he did not seem to be excited for himself about the blood, more collecting it.
Doctor, what did you see up there? Because those of us down here in the royal seating, we didn't really, get a good look up there. And he sounded like...
So an eye, out a letterbox,
one eye.
Well, yeah. I mean, I could not really see him. He's dark inside.
So he's a pirate vampire. Things are adding up.
You've really managed to get rapport with him, but maybe you should ask if he knows who the person in the tree is that he's talking about, and if that's our prey, Wilfred.
Hey, I get the letters first, though, Mikey. And then after, yes.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Can we pick this gate? And he sort of walks around.
Could I make an awareness check just to see if we're being watched or something?
Yep, sure. You look around, you're not being watched, but you notice 3 or 4 places where you could easily be watched from. And you are kind of like raised up, as in, you basically just can look over the village and see quite a decent view over everything that's going on really from here.
Can we see the stable?
What is exactly going on?
In the village
Just people walking
itself,
around.
There seems to be a sort of small gathering in the village square where it looks like someone in a sort of elder's robe seems to be passing out small, like, cloth bags of things to everyone.
Okay, he takes note of that. Anything else in particular about those places that possibly
Just trying to see if
we
there's
could be watched
anything else
from?
You see the blacksmith working in his shop. You see Broomhilda out the back of the inn chopping trees. And you can see that, again, this elder passing out these small cloth bags to people.
And people are just gathering around, taking
Just
pieces,
gathering around,
those
taking them and
bags.
passing them to each other.
Alright.
At this point, you hear, I'm back, here you go. And there's a sort of small flap opens in the door, and this book is like chucked out at you, and flap is shut and locked again.
Okay, I shall pick up the
Take
book.
it back to the city. Take it back to the city. Tell them that all the stock that was there is counted, and tell them I'm not dead.
Yes, and you are?
I'm Brian.
Brian, yes. And who is this for the attention of?
Oh, it's for the royal family. Well, the sort of curators of the royal family's estate, effectively.
Yes, God rest them, yes.
God rest their souls.
Indeed. So, Brian.
Yes?
How long have you been in this house?
I have been here 6 months.
Are you eating okay?
I have a small amount of oats left. I enjoy my porridge, but I haven't slept in several weeks.
Jiskar looks to Mikey with that look that Mikey has seen before of, what was that question you asked me to ask?
You just are really exasperated. Man in the tree, what's he called?
Oh, yes.
I don't know. He just wants me dead. I don't know why. He just appeared one day and started shooting at me.
Shooting?
Yes, you see the arrows in the door outside?
Oh, yes, this is not just a feng shui thing, no?
No, he wants to shoot me. I don't know why.
Where are the arrows on the door? Does it look like he was fairly accurate?
There's a couple that are all kind of slightly above the door frame. It looks like they were relatively accurate, but just off by a millimeter, like someone that just moved slightly, like a tiny millimeter before taking the shot.
There's some hair on the arrows, maybe.
There's one that's got a slight blood stain on it, but most of them look like they were like wide enough to the mark that it's immediately not been a problem. You do notice a couple of arrow marks in the door, as if someone's come and removed the arrows from the door.
Damn, this guy really wants your blood. I mean, hide.
Yes, he wants to kill me. I don't know why, but you can fix all that. All you need to do is fill that bucket with blood and bring it back to me. That's all I need. It's just the blood.
Can I just again? It's just, a bit of medical shenanigans going on in my noggin. What is blood for?
Oh, it's nothing important. Just make sure I have it by tonight. It's good. It's quite important.
Yes, but tell me why. Come on, I work with you, Brian. Okay, Giscard, work with you.
I can't say. I just need the blood.
I mean, you're doing a weird painting.
And at this point, actually, do me an awareness check. At this point, Brian sort of moves away from. Goes, shut up! I'll go later. Shut up! They might do it for me. Stop! They might do. They're nice people. They're being nice to me. Leave me alone. And he comes back to him. Sorry. Personal matter. I just need the blood. Just a little blood. Just the bucket of blood.
Oh, who's with you there?
No one. No one at all.
Come on. Speak to someone, yes?
No one here.
Hey, Brian.
Just please get me the blood. It's very important.
I hear.
He just goes. I have to go. It needs me. He shuts the flap.
It needs me?
I'm not going to lie, that's slightly ominous.
He needs all that blood?
I mean, to be fair.
It doesn't seem right in his head, but he is certainly convinced that there is someone in there with him.
Rexim waves towards it.
We have his book, yes?
You have the book, yes.
Bring the bucket just in case.
You look through the book.
Sure.
The book, it starts off being quite fine handwriting, and it describes things like, ornate walnut bureau with all this and stuff, and it has a sort of description next to it of this condition it's in. And as you flick through the book, when you get to about the 5th or 6th page, the writing begins to get slightly more desperate, and the notes seem to get slightly less elaborate, and it starts being things like chair, fine. And then when you get to about the 12th or 30th page, it's literally just like scribbles of just things like, I can't take it, shut up.
I think Giscard will sort of fix his cloak and say,
In my professional opinion, this is where he went.
No, I think it's before this. What was the last few things that he documented before the writing started to change?
The last thing before the handwriting started to change, do you mean the first time or the second time?
The first time.
The last thing he found was something in the family crypt.
In the family crypt, huh?
And then the second time it changed was something to do with a pile of books that he was writing down all the details about.
Anything specific about the books, titles, or just...
It seems to be memoirs from the royal family.
Alright.
it's kind of an itemization of what they've left, yeah?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, so the crypts, are they located in the castle area, or is it the graveyard section of the town?
The family crypt could be in the castle, it could be in the graveyard.
Let's just
Probably
have a
only
quick
two places it's likely to be of all those.
quick look around the gardens of the castle, see if there is a crypt.
If nothing else, 3 arrows.
Yeah, relates. Ulf reads the most interesting parts aloud and notes the family crypts and suggests to the party that we maybe should see if there's something about this.
When you walk around the castle grounds, you find that a lot of the other doors into the castle have been heavily barricaded from the outside. It's like somebody wanted to make sure there was no way anyone could get out any other door.
He's basically a prisoner in there, though, really, isn't he?
Yeah,
Well-
with all that loot. I mean, yeah.
I bet he smells bad.
I bet he smells bad as well.
I think most people
How-
who want your blood smells bad.
How are the doors barricaded? Just things piled?
It's like literally it's like wood barricaded across, and then it looks like it's had molten something poured in the end, so it couldn't just be like crowbarred off.
All right.
It's been very heavily secured. This is someone that seems to know what they were doing to make sure that door could never be opened again.
Oh, I see.
And we don't come across any sort of stone crypt-like buildings
Nope.
on the outside.
I think we might have to go to this graveyard, yeah?
Yeah, I think that's the
I
reason.
would agree.
If Raxim, get the bucket just in case.
No.
I'll take the bucket.
Thank you,
Your
Wolf.
next options for locations are the castle, the blacksmith stables, the town hall, or the inn.
Well,
Town hall.
I did notes.
You are free at any point to say you would like to go to other locations I haven't mentioned, but as I said, these are the ones where something actually happens, and the other two, very minimal happens. So it's up to you. You can go and explore the other ones if you want.
Should we try and break into the castle? Like, there are holes to look out. Maybe there's holes to get...
Well, I think if someone wanted to come in, they were quite thorough with the door. The door's on the side. Well, maybe we could see something that they haven't, but I doubt it.
The tree was also not part of the castle, right?
No, that's in the graveyard.
Tree is in the
Oh,
graveyard.
yeah.
Did Ulf tell us about what was happening in the town? With them handing out stuff?
No, he hasn't, but he would relay that information after the conversations and the walkabout.
You notice that the man who was in the fire that was giving out the bags of stuff makes his way towards the town hall at the end.
Why don't we go and look into that and then go to the graveyard at the appropriate time, which I suspect is at night?
Yeah.
So
Well,
you're aware what
wisdom,
time it is?
cousin.
It's getting into afternoon now.
Okay.
alright. I'd also suggest town hall then.
I agree with my cousin.
Okay. You walk down the hill from the castle and you walk towards the town hall. As you enter the town hall, you see a youngish man who looks in his about mid-20s. You see the older man who was wearing the council stuff that was outside, and you see Astrid. And Astrid is explaining something to the younger man. Do you wish to listen, or do you wish to just walk in?
Oh, I wish to listen.
Yeah, Mikey's exactly the same. It immediately sort of gestures to his mouth as though to go shh, but without actually making the noise.
Okay. So, Astrid, you say you've uncovered something that we should know. Yes, well, I heard Bill saying that stakes were good against vampires. Stakes? What do you think make of that, Uwe? Stakes are good against vampires. Ah, Jacob, well, if we're going to have steak for everybody, I won't complain. Look into the Book of Imports, see how much some cattle would cost us, will you? Well, if you say so, Uwe. So he's looking through this thing. You hear Astrid sort of like bubbling in the corner, as she always sort of does, on the edge of crying. Oh, it says we can import some cattle at about 5 gold a person if we want to give everyone proper steak. I mean, it does seem a bit much to you, doesn't it, Uwe? No, the people will love it if we give them all steaks. I mean, at very worst, we all get a good dinner. I suppose that's true. Yes, well, you get on to it, Jacob. Make sure everybody in the town gets some good, hearty steak. And Astrid starts crying again that she's made a difference, and Jacob's like, well, okay, Uwe, if you say so, I'll send the letter. What do you want to do?
That crafty vampire. Now they're gonna import cows so he can fill this bucket. Pretty smart.
So are we going in or what?
I think we should, yes.
Okay, so you're gonna just barge in? What are you gonna do?
Like Mikey again, without asking anyone, just strides to the front and very gently taps on the door as though barely hearing.
Okay. At this point, you hear one of the voices go, someone knocks. Oh, right, okay. No, vampire, you're not allowed to come in. There we go, that solved it. He won't come in now, the bastard.
It's okay, I'm a medical professional.
What?
I'm a dentist, Giscard.
Yes, but you knocked. We don't let anyone in who knocks. Vampires knock, they need to be given permission. We don't give permission. So, go away, vampire. If you're a normal person, you can stride in without me telling you so.
That's right.
Just pushes the door.
That's right, you tell the vampire no means no.
Okay. So what you want to do?
Yeah, Jaskar will just push the door and head in.
Ah, so you're not vampires. Good. But we still don't give you permission. And he winks at you very obviously.
What?
And the younger man looks at you all and goes, yes, we don't give you permission to be here. But if you wanted to be here and talk to us, we wouldn't mind, but we don't give any of you permission if you know what Uwe means.
Okay.
I'm unsure, to be honest.
I think it's something to do with vampire stuff again.
I think so.
Mikey, why don't you ask the nice gentleman question?
We've just had a very strange conversation with Brian in the castle. Who lives in there with him?
Take your note of this, Jacob. I want to look back at this later. Ernst will also want to know. Right, okay. You've just been in a conversation with Brian. Now, who is this Brian?
He's a royal archivist that lives in the castle.
Nobody lives in the castle. It's just that vampire up there.
He's not a vampire.
What do you mean he's not a vampire? He's a vampire. That's why we hired the shouty man to shoot him.
Well, I don't think the one we spoke to is vampire. There might be vampires still up there, we're not sure.
Oh.
But this fellow was...
Did you hear that, Uwe? There might not be a vampire. There's a vampire up there. I mean, everybody knows that a normal, decent person wouldn't skulk about like he does. I think he's a vampire, and unless we're proved wrong, he's going to be shot.
We think he's just a madman, though.
Agreed. We never said he was a nice, normal person, just not a vampire.
Well, Uwe, do you want to do anything about this? No, we keep it on the down low. We make sure once everyone gets that steak, first of all, because I'm not saying no to a pound of steak.
Here.
Okay.
And were you responsible for all the doors being sealed from the outside?
The doors being sealed? What is this you're talking about?
They've got rubble and all sorts piled up so they can't be opened.
Which doors are you talking about? I'm not familiar with this. Have you been around town?
All of the doors on the castle.
Oh, we don't go up to the castle. We haven't been up there in a long time, have we, Uwe? Oh, I don't go to the castle, no. I've got far too much important business down here.
Who put all the sacred things up there, so...
Oh, once the royal family, God bless their soul, died,
God rest him.
we didn't want anyone to go up there. We didn't like it when that vampire moved in, but, we granted a sacred place, we wouldn't go up there, but he seemed to enter, and our attempts we had to talk to him seemed to end in bad things, so...
What kind of bad things?
Well, there was that business with the horse.
Are you sure it was him?
Well, we did chase him away from that horse. I mean, I don't like to talk about people in such a way, but when a man is caught alone, doing things with a horse, you don't want to talk about it in polite conversation.
Yes, of course.
We chased him away from the horse. I mean, the horse has been panicked ever since, and all the horses are panicked now anyone goes near them with anything, but as far as we can tell, all he was doing was brushing its mane, but we're not sure what he was actually doing, and with that other horse business in a previous matter, then yes, we're not really sure what's going on.
Did he possibly have a bucket with him? And sort of gestures to the bucket that I think Ulf's carrying.
I don't know. Jacob, do you remember anything being recorded about this man having a bucket with him? And the younger man goes, I'll have a look, Uwe, but I don't recall anything about them mentioning a bucket. So the younger man is skimming through documents at this point. What are you rest of you going to do?
Well, I think definitely he would have had a bucket with him. He seems very obsessed with this thing. That's why I took it. Hope to maybe lure him out just to receive it. Well, I got something I want to ask. Where does this royal crypt lie?
The royal crypt? Well, yes, it would be inside the castle. I mean, we've not seen the royal crypt, and we wouldn't have thought it was around here. I mean, the royal family, God bless their souls, were buried right next to the city, if I remember.
God rest their souls.
Can I just ask, you guys chased him away for brushing a horse's mane?
Well, he had a look in his eye, apparently, that he was going to do more than brush the horse, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I mean, if a stranger walks up to your horse and has that look in his eye, I mean...
Oh, yeah, man. It'll cost him a lot, but yeah. But guys, this book that we have, could somebody look around in that book if there's a bucket in it?
Do you mean the one from the royal
Yeah, the
family's
council.
bits?
The one I carried.
You look through it, there's no mention of buckets.
He stole the bucket.
Well, he's a thief then. Oh, while we're here, did some guy named William pass through here?
It's Wilfred.
I'm not
Wilfred,
familiar with that.
sorry.
William is, you know any Williams, Jacob?
His
Not
surname
that I'm
Barsh.
familiar with, Uwe. I've not remember a William.
Man sits in a tree.
I don't know. That is Bill.
Oh, Bill, oh, you don't want to hear about that bastard Bill, do you?
Isn't he the one you hired to get the
Well,
vampire?
he is, yes, but he's been a bit of a problem, you know. The people aren't happy that he's still here. I mean, it's not our
That's true.
fault. We thought we were hiring this impressive vampire hunter, and apparently we're hunting this man who can't hit a barn door at 50 paces.
Yes, we saw his handiwork up close at the castle. Not even close.
Yes, he's not the best shot in the world. Well, in fairness, Uwe, I mean, he's doing the Lord's work, and he's one of the few that's allowed to kill vampires. I mean, you or I couldn't do it. I mean, the taint on our soul, if we did, would be
Allowed.
horrible.
Anyone can kill vampire.
No, you can't just kill. I mean, if you kill, your soul is tainted. You can't have a tainted soul. I mean, we could have just hired anyone to, you know, bump off the vampire, but would you be all right but telling someone that they can go for damnation just because they've killed another person? I couldn't live with that. I couldn't live with the blood on my hands.
Yes, but you are reading a pox upon the good Lord's earth. You would be praised for this in the heavens.
Only if you're blessed by the church, and I, for one, am not blessed by the church. I mean, well, you know, apart from when I was a child, obviously. Uwe himself here was also blessed by the church. Yes, in my youth, I was blessed many times by the church. Wait, no, not in that way, no.
I didn't realize I was looking at two vampire hunters.
Vampire hunters? No, I'm a simple counselor.
You have been blessed.
I just like to, make sure my, electorate all seem to enjoy what I do.
This Bill, is he a problem for you?
Well, Bill has become a problem. I mean, in the early days, people were happy to see him. They were all like, there goes Bill. He's going to be the savior of the city. He's going to kill this vampire and we're going to be done with it. But the last few weeks, he's been a bit of a problem. He started yelling at people, and that business with Mr. Goggins getting shot wasn't the best public relations, if you know what I mean.
What
Wait,
happened to
someone got
Mr.
shot?
Goggins?
Mrs. Goggins yelled at Bill that he was an ungrateful oaf, and Bill took it to mean that she wanted to duel, because I think Bill was in an impressively bad mood that day. So Mr. Goggins got up and said, "You don't talk to my wife that way, I accept your duel." And then Bill shot him in the face with a crossbow.
Dang.
So he's not that bad a shot then.
Oh,
I wonder
when
if
it
he's
was the duel with
deliberately
Mr. Goggins,
missing.
He literally drew faster than any of us could even react, and he shot Mr. Goggins between the eyes. It was daringly impressive, I'll give Bill that, but the sad thing is that after we buried Mr. Goggins, the town have kind of not been pleased that Bill's been around.
What is it worth to you?
Well, Mr. Goggins was quite well liked, you see, and Bill yelling at people that he doesn't like being called Bill isn't really helping.
Jaskar's offering to deal with Bill for a certain price.
Yeah, he sort of spins a dagger in his finger.
You know, it
Jacob,
could
can
be
we
well
afford
to get...
such things? Look at this way, I mean, the town has recouped most of the money that we paid Bill, in fairness, but we're going to need that for when he's finished, because, we need to pay him once he's killed the vampire.
What if you didn't have to pay him?
Well, there is that, but if we get rid of Bill, we will still have the vampire problem, and the people are far more worried about the vampire than they are about Bill. Despite Bill making it harder and harder every single day.
All I'm saying is, I'm not totally convinced of the vampire myself. I have not seen one. What I do know is this Bill fellow is causing all sorts of trouble.
He's never really been the nicest man, as Bill. I mean, as I said, Mr. Goggins got shot, and he was very nasty to the children. What was it they called him, Uwe? Oh, they called him Bill the Bird. Yes, that was it. they were singing sort of nursery rhymes about how he was Bill the bird, and
Why bird?
well, he sat in the tree all day, and we believe that Mrs. Goggins, being the teaching assistant that she was, came up with the song.
How does it go?
Oh, you'd have to ask Mrs. Goggins, I'm afraid. I don't really know. I tried not to get involved in it. I mean, Bill seemed very, very angry that children were singing a song about him being a bird.
It feels like this guy should just sort of pay that extra gold for that special treatment for 30 minutes.
When Bill came here, we paid him quite handsomely, but he refused to pay money to the inn. He claimed that we should be putting him up for free. I mean, I understand why he might think this, but, we're a progressive little village. I mean, we need the income. We can't afford to pay, all that gold to a beast hunter and then also give him free board and food. I mean, he'll eat us out of house and home.
This economy, huh?
Yes, and, food costs money, and lodgings cost money, and roofs over heads and repairs and all that, they all cost money.
You said that he got upset by you calling him Bill. What did he insist on being called?
Oh, we don't know. He just likes to shout at people that his name's not Bill.
Then probably his name is not Bill.
Well, we know that, but he never tells us what he wants to be called, and everyone just knows him as Bill. All he seems to do is shout at the children that his name's not Bill. And then he shouts at everyone that his name's not Bill. We actually passed a small decree earlier today that we're going to warn all the people not to approach Bill anymore. Well, after the Mr. Goggins approach, then we kind of don't want anyone to actually approach Bill anymore, because more people are getting hurt than helped.
Yes, it's very true. Especially the children. You have to keep them safe. Well, that won't be a problem for us. You see, our investigation might require us to go up there to look out the Wilfred Barsh that we're looking for. Perhaps Bill has passed him in his travels,
I've never heard of that name, but if he ever comes by, he'll probably be better than Bill. Bill's a sort of cheap name, really. We should have had someone with a better name, Jacob. He was the only one available, Uwe. We should have waited for a better vampire hunter.
Bill sort of sounds like how you say asshat.
Yes. I mean, if he could just, get on with it and just kill the vampire and leave, we'd all be a lot happier.
I think that is plain to see.
I think our next step's obviously to go and speak with Bill, the bird.
When Bill isn't up his tree, where does he go?
Oh, well, usually he sleeps in some field during the morning. He says that vampires don't come out in the morning, but most of the time he's up the tree, apart from when he's shouting at Ferdinand.
Ferdinand, this is the blacksmith,
yes? He shouts a lot at Ferdinand. Ferdinand came to me last week to tell me that Bill claimed that he'd been selling him false arrows, something to do with lead or something, that it was his fault that Bill wasn't hitting his targets. We all just sort of thought amongst ourselves that it's just because Bill can't hit a door.
Raxim, you collected those arrows, didn't you?
Maybe.
Could I see them?
I don't know if I actually did collect the arrows, but if I did...
I'm pretty sure you did see.
Yeah, me too.
I said free arrows, but I don't know if I actually got any, but... Yeah, okay then, sure.
We'll just say you took one, it's fine.
Yeah,
So,
here you go.
You look at the arrow, it seems pretty fine, there doesn't seem to be anything wrong with it.
Anybody got a bow?
Strange.
I use crossbow.
I mean, all this stuff is the same, right?
No, crossbow take bolt.
I'm a magician, even I know they take different ammunition.
What's the difference?
Shorter.
So he cracks the arrow in the middle.
You're an asshole, you know that? Show me.
Just trying to solve the problem, man. Come on.
Maxim, show me.
Show you what?
Show me the arrow.
Here you go. He hands you the two pieces.
Okay,
You look over the arrow, you realise that it's been slightly customised, that it could easily have been fired by a bow or a crossbow, but the tip is not as heavy as what you'd hear the complaint to be. It just sounds like a normal weighted, like metal tipped arrow.
I just have a look and really hone in on that tip and just see if I can decipher what it might be made of.
Yep, if you roll, let's go for smithing or tinkering if you have it. Don't think any of you have it. Do you have alchemy, or is that just...
Mikey's got alchemy.
Mikey.
Okay, roll alchemy to see if you can establish what the tip is made from.
Seems
The
like
tip does seem to be made of amalgam of many metals, but although there is a little lead there, it's no more than you'd get in normal things. They just seem to be generic metal tip.
Looks to be an ordinary, not fairly mundane quality arrow, but there's nothing wrong with it.
Looks like it's been made from old Coke cans.
Would this be the type of arrow that your blacksmith would make?
Let's have a look at it. That looks like Ferdinand's work, yes. And Bill claimed he paid him money for silver arrows, but Ferdinand told him that he hadn't got any silver, and Bill said he'd take what he could get. And then he complained about him all the time, that he hadn't given him proper silver arrows, despite what dear Ferdinand told him.
Silver. So silver needs to be also good against vampires, right?
Oh, I don't know. You'd have to speak to Bill. God help you if you do speak to Bill. He's a arrogant sort.
But maybe we need to be sure about this. Could you hand me some of your silver? Maybe I can show it to...
What silver is this you're talking about?
Coins, maybe candles, whatever you might.
We don't really have any silver here. Do we have any silver over? And the other man just sort of looks over to you and goes, not that I'm aware. And we haven't seen proper silver since, the royal family were here. God rest their soul.
God rest their soul.
But, most of the coins we even have here are just gold pieces, and that's it. We don't see many of them either.
Ah, damn it. Oh well. Maybe I could take a look at the gold coins, maybe... Never mind. Damn it.
Well, if that's all, we should probably head to somewhere else.
Do we also have a timetable for the stakes?
The steak, so you had this. Well, the steak should probably... How long did it take to arrive, Jacob? Well, Louvre, they'll probably be at least a week to arrive. It takes a long time to order from the main city.
I think vampires are also allergic to fresh fish.
Fresh fish, you say, right? Put that down, Jacob. We've got some fish as well.
Yes, a bit of salmon, maybe some tuna,
Yeah, good idea, Jaskar. I think they're allergic to gold as well. If you have...
Gold, you say? Well, we've not heard of that one either. We'll definitely do this. This is great, Jacob. We've got many ways we can kill a vampire. Keep the people safe and all that. Yes, Uwe. This is going to get on far better than the rainbow tabard.
The what? The rainbow tabard?
Yes, we had an idea, but the vampires prey on the weak, so we had this tabard made. If a villager was sick, we would make them wear the tabard, and everyone would have to be very nice to them. Make sure they were comfortable and looked after till they were well again.
That
Problem
sounds like you
was,
guys
it got
went
very
to...
muddy very quickly.
Did the vampire ever learn?
I think people felt sick, so they could just get to wear the tabard and looked after by everyone, but it didn't go down as well as we thought.
Do you still have one of those tabards around?
Oh, we've got one somewhere. Uwe, do you know who wears the rainbow tabard at the moment? And the sort of old man goes, I think it was Mrs. Goggins after Mr. Goggins got shot. All right, well, if you see a woman walking around in a rainbow tabard, that's Mrs. Goggins.
Ah, okay. I thought maybe we could have used the tabard to try and get in, maybe. To the castle, that is, but maybe that's a bit too far.
Oh, it's just for the villagers. I don't think the vampire would understand a rainbow tabard. I think he would find it very confusing.
Confusion might also be a weapon. Good.
Okay, so if you wanted to go to a new location, your choices are the castle, the blacksmith stables, the inn, town square, and the graveyard.
Got to be the graveyard this
Yeah.
time. Speak to Billy.
We've been quivering for this graveyard now for a while. It's usually not something that you say, but we really want to reach.
Okay, it's getting into sort of early evening at this point. As you make your way out the town hall and you head towards the graveyard, you walk inside, and at this point you hear someone go, "Oi, Bill!" And then there's like sound like an arrow hitting a door, and you hear something in the distance squeaking, and you hear this, "How many times have I got to tell you, idiots? My name is not Bill. You made me miss him again. What the? Go away! Stop talking to me. I'm trying to kill your vampire."
Mr. Barsh, I presume.
So at this point you see the man who you'd seen before, a sort of muddy clothed man, standing at the foot of this tree, looking up, holding a sort of cloth bag, and the man in the tree just shouting abuse at him. "I only came here to give you this bag. I don't want your bag. I want to be gone. I want to be out of here. I am sick of you people. Just leave me alone so I can shoot the bastard."
I think we need to speak to the manager.
So the villager sort of goes, "All right, Bill. My name is not Bill. All right, take this bag. It's for you anyway, bastard." Starts walking past you. So Do you want to talk to the villager before he leaves?
Good man.
What was in the bag you just gave that really angry man in the tree?
Oh, it's a bag of cloves I got to give him. Got told by the council, everyone in town needs to have a bag of cloves. You know, cloves are good against vampires. So everyone needs to have a bag of cloves in case they need them against the vampires. I tried to be friendly and offer him, and Bill doesn't want to be friendly anymore. Bastard stood on me crest earlier.
Stood on your crest, what an absolute arsehole!
I look around here, and he points around the grave. You notice every single grave is covered in a layer of crests, and there's like other trees and plants growing like all around. Like obviously crops are growing in this graveyard. He goes, I tend to me crest and water it several times a day. Only problem is, this bastard keeps standing on it. So this man in this muddy clothes just sort of goes, I'll grow all my vegetables in this fertile soil, and that bastard keeps stamping on all of them.
You need to wash your boots, friend.
Yeah, I water down my trees every day. No point in rinsing my boots, I'm always back out in them.
Yeah, and your scar just visibly like shudders.
The arrow that fell near him, I'll collect that.
It's in the door of the castle at this point.
Oh, sorry. I misunderstood.
At this point, you can hear from where you are a sort of seething sound from the man up the tree.
I think Mike is just going to be quite forthright and go, Oi! Are you Wilfred?
Wait. How do you know my name?
They sent us to get you because they hadn't heard you for ages for the guild.
Who sent you?
The guild!
Oh. Tell them I am coming soon. I just need to kill this fucking vampire.
Oh, he's not a vampire, by the way. We just went and spoke to him.
He's a vampire, alright. A tricksy bastard. Hides all day. Tries to come out at night and get blood. But I'm onto him.
He's not. He's a royal archivist and he's called Brian.
You what?
He's an archivist called Brian.
Oh, that's a vampire trick, that.
Nope.
And I've been paid to shoot him. I'm afraid, unless you tell me otherwise or get me permission otherwise, he's a dead man. He's got me marked now.
Well, I offered him some of my blood and he didn't seem to react to it.
That's true.
So I doubt he's a vampire.
Well, I've been paid to shoot him like he's a vampire, so I'm gonna shoot him. Sorry, I just realised I got Bill's accent completely wrong, but fuck it, it'll fine. I'll change it now.
Well, I can't argue with that. Just know that you're not shooting a vampire, but he does seem quite insane.
Yes, he is sick.
I have just to shoot him whenever I can. Eventually he will be dead, and once he is dead I can leave this shithole.
I don't know, the crest seems kind of nice.
These villagers, you don't know how hard it is. I'm a professional. I'm used to, quiet, peace and quiet, and every day it's, hey Bill, and I'm like, oh, just go away. They don't leave me alone. They all want to talk to me. They all want to wish me a good morning, and I'm just sick of their faces, their chirpy bastard optimism.
Yeah, fuck friendly people, right?
They've got a vampire. Don't they want it dead? They all act like they don't want me to kill it.
Have you seen the vampire feeding?
No, I heard from the villagers that they chased him away from feeding on a horse. And I've also heard from the villagers that there were people from nearby towns affected by the vampire. Apparently he just does not feed in this village.
They chased him away from brushing a horse, I believe.
Yeah, well, what I heard what he did with that horse, I'm not surprised they want him dead.
Yes, they weren't clear on this part.
Just tell the guild I will return soon once I have killed my target. I don't like abandoning anything. I'll be gone soon. This has taken a month of my life. I feel like I have aged many years.
Do you have some form of identification we can take back to the guild?
I have nothing. I lost my best pocket watch about a couple of weeks ago. I don't know where it went. I think the villagers stole it from me. They've been charging me more and more for basic accommodation and basic arrows, and they just want to extort money out of me. It's driving me crazy. I just want to kill this fucking vampire so I can get out of here. This is my reputation, you know.
Got any idea how we break down that gate?
You mean the door to the castle? I've thought about it many times. I've even thought about preparing a small charge of black powder. But I don't know if it would get through the door.
Couldn't we climb in, maybe? Somehow?
If you look over there, you see that it's a straight climb to the roof. The only thing on that roof is the small chimney with the smoke coming out of it.
How small?
I don't think my rather robust frame would fit through that hole.
But a couple of cousins can.
Yes, well, if you want to drop down onto a fire, you're more than welcome, but it's not the ending I wish for myself or anyone else.
Curious. What vampire needs to keep warm?
Yeah, many things don't add up, but I just want to finish the job and be gone. I'm sick of these people. I had to shoot one of them in the face for him challenging me to a duel. Saying I insulted his wife, I just told his wife to go fuck herself. I'm sick of that chirpy optimism every day. I haven't slept well in a month.
Well, something does not seem right about these villagers. The guy in the castle might be insane, but they all repeat the same thing. All the same words.
What is that?
That you're a bastard.
These villagers, they're all uppity bastards. They're all stuck in their way. They're used to having much more gold come through here than they have. They charge me for food, they charge me for lodgings, they charge me for arrows, they make me miss my target, so I have to buy more and more of the same. I've all but eradicated the money I took for taking this job.
The guild should have paid your way. The people will always ask for money.
I arrived here and the people paid me half up front, as is customary. The problem is, once they paid me, they've been extorting that money back. I have barely anything left. If I don't kill him tonight, I may not be able to eat soon. But I'm going to kill him tonight. I'm going to stay here as long as it takes. He has not been able to leave that cursed building for the last 4 days. I'm going to make sure he can't leave again. And once I put an arrow through his head, I will take my money and I will leave.
Hey, what's your pocket watch look like?
It was a silver one with the guild's markings on the back. It's a present for me, for my elder, my mentor.
A silver one, you say?
Yes, it was silver on a long silver chain. The villagers don't care. They've probably scrapped it a long time ago.
Interesting. Silver. They said they have no silver in this village.
Astrid said that she found that in your room. You left it there and they left it outside the inn.
Stupid
I thought
rat
you
of a girl.
collected it.
That stupid rat of a girl wouldn't know her arse from her elbow. All she does is cry all the time.
She makes a lot of onions.
Yes. Sick of her. Her food is disgusting. Feels like slop. Don't know how people pay for it.
Speaking of disgusting and pay, I almost forgot that I brought you something, man. Here you go, bottle of gin.
I have not tasted gin in a long time. But I need to stay sharp. I will drink this later. When I'm celebrating shooting that bastard in the head and can get clean from this stinkhole of a village.
Wilfred, my guy, why have you not left yet?
I told you, it's my reputation. I killed every one of my mark. Once I make a mark, unless I am told and paid otherwise, the mark never escapes me. This one has just taken longer than most, but my mark is there. My reputation hangs on this. I have to kill him. I have to finish this.
And, now that there's 5 of us, maybe we can get a bigger plan in on this,
What do you
Get into
mean?
that Well, I mean, I feel an inclination to enter the castle, to help you, of course. So, I mean, maybe together we can all come up with a plan. Did we show this the
If I
lovely
go
book?
anywhere near the castle, he refuses to open the door. He seems to smell me, like all vampires do. I will stay here up the tree, and I will shoot him. But if you get him to open door, I will kill him.
To be fair, I can smell you too.
Yeah.
Well, he wants this bucket full of blood. Maybe if we fill it up, he will open the door. You will have a chance
Where you're going
to
to
shoot
get
him then.
that much blood? That costs a fortune in this village.
What was the thing that grew here, by the way? I forget.
Turnips.
Turnips?
Oh, I'm sick of bloody turnips. Turnip stew, turnip steak, turnip in bread, turnip bread. Oh, I've been sleeping in a field for 3 weeks and I'm sick of the taste of turnip.
They have
Hey.
a very moral diet.
We have found out a way to curb the system, Wilfred. You just tell them that vampires are allergic to things. They're
what?
getting me tuna now.
Oh, the stupid bastards.
Haha, yes.
As I saw last week, they had all bought those barrels. Have you seen them around the town?
No.
No, you look in any room in the town, you see this barrel. And in the barrel is holy water.
Really?
Can't even spell. Why did I take this job?
Maybe we could take some turnips in the bucket, mash them up, and then, I don't know, color them red somehow? Maybe that'll make him open the door.
If it is a vampire, he will work off smell.
Yes, of course, we established the smell of the vampire.
But we're fairly sure he's not a vampire, though, so it still might be enough to confuse him and get him to open the door.
I like that idea. And
Nice
if we
work.
delivered it at night, you probably could not tell the difference. From the visuals of it, at least.
Or
Yes.
Ulf can cut his finger again and just smear it round the top, so at least the top of it smells like blood.
Well, if that's the case, I can definitely cut myself again.
Oh,
Good idea, cousin.
how good is your shot, Wilfred?
If you can keep these bastard people off me, I can definitely shoot him. I've been millimeters off before. The last shot I made was literally saw him slash his face. But that bastard gravekeeper, he just keeps coming and talking at me. It's like
Dude.
this village has some sort of verbal diarrhea. They must tell me their thoughts at all times.
Do you think you could hit that rope that the bucket was attached to?
If you dangle the bucket from a rope, you mean?
He has one near the
Good,
door.
Yes.
If you hit that, it is easier for us to say, hey, where the fuck's the rope, man? You know, open the door.
If I get a clean shot at him, I'm taking it. But if you want me to shoot something, I can, but just please keep these villagers away from me. I cannot stand them any longer. Just one more of them decides I'm called Bill. I mean, where did they get Bill from?
Have
My
you
name is
corrected
Wilfred.
them?
Where did they get Bill? Why are they calling me Bill? Why do they teach their children to sing at me, calling me Bill? I'm not Bill.
Yeah, that's kind of fucked up when I heard that one.
I don't know, man. Did we show you the book, by the way?
What book? What is this about book?
The man
Well-
in the castle, he is not a vampire. He is an archivist of the royal family. And he keeps a book. He sent us a book to bring it out of town, because he cannot leave because, well, you have him pinned.
Yet, I don't believe that is the only reason he is there. He has too many vampiric traits. He's beady-eyed and skittish. I have hunted many vampires in my life. He is just like a few of them. I will kill him, and I cannot wait to have his blood trailing on the ground as I shoot his face one last time.
Well, you mentioned gunpowder. Do you have any?
I have a small portion of black powder left, yes.
Well, that could always be a plan B.
Yes, well, if he does not show his face tonight, then I will use the black powder in the morning to kill him. I will blast open the door.
Or
Kill
we
him.
we could take that black powder and use it ourselves.
As long as you're careful. I don't want my last chance at breaking down that door to be wasted.
How do you use black powder?
Shh. You ignite it and it goes boom.
Yet, well, I guess I should trust you. It's the least I can do. I mean, if I don't kill him tonight, I think I will go crazy. He gives you a small bag of black powder.
Yoink. Well, if you need, I can pay you a little for it. I don't know how much they charge in town for things, but
Yuck, I don't
If you
want
do-
anything more to do with those villagers. I just want to kill my mark and get out of here. My
Very
horse
well.
has been going crazy in the stables, and I worry for its safety with that thing that touches horses.
The brush?
Yeah, the thing in the castle.
Oh,
I told you before, he's called Brian.
Yes, but he's going to be dead soon.
hey, Wilfred, you have any problem with your teeth?
What do you mean? No, well, I have not been able
does-
to clean my teeth properly in several weeks, but... And he sort of shows you his teeth. They look a bit yellowed, but they're a bit standard teeth.
You should brush twice a day.
Yeah, when you're living in field, you can't really brush teeth.
Well, you know, you have bark, you could chew on tree.
Yes, well, I used to do that when we hunted the last lot of vampire. Ended up with many splinters in my teeth.
Yes, I can see you are a true hunter.
And with these prices, we make the competition pod.
Okay.
Silence and tumbleweeds.
So what are we thinking, gang?
I will tell you the next locations and you can tell me what you want to do after that. The next locations are the castle, the inn, or stay in the graveyard.
I take it we go to the castle and try and pretend that we've got a bucket of blood.
Yeah, but shouldn't we crush and mash the turnips? They were around here somewhere, I guess.
I'm sure we can find a turnip pretty much anywhere.
Yeah, so maybe we should just fill the buckets. I don't know.
But here's the thing. So we're just gonna go kill this guy.
Look, I want to kill the villagers. They piss me off.
I just want to get into the castle. Like, we got an index of loot. Like, this is
It's true.
prima stuff.
I'll be honest, Mickey the Magician's killed people for a lot less than 100 gold.
A lot
I
less.
believe you.
cousin.
And I'm not judging you.
I'm crazy.
He's kind of going from a really bad Mickey Mouse to a really bad Mr. Hanky the Christmas Pooh.
Yeah. Murderous one. Is he somehow related? Is he somehow related with Psycho Goofy?
Possibly.
Murder! Guilty!
Attack. It's fucking my voice, so that's for sure.
So what are you going to do?
Castle, everyone? Is that?
Yeah.
Castle.
Murder.
Castle by way of filling up the bucket and turning it red, so it at least looks like blood at a
What are you
very
going to fill it
vague-
with?
Water, mashed turnips, something.
Yeah. I mean, we'll
Okay,
fill
so you're just going to steal vegetables from the sort of graveyard?
Yeah.
Okay. So you steal a bunch of vegetables, you pour them into the bucket, you mash them up a bit and pour a sort of thin layer of blood at the top, and you sort of start dragging this quite heavy bucket up towards the castle. You notice all the villagers on your way past are going to the town hall for what looks like some kind of meeting. And as you get to outside the castle, you're dragging this massive bucket, and as you're dragging it up, you hear someone going, I can't wait, just run, and go now. And you hear the sound of the door opening, and then you look as you watch this scrawny, almost rake-thin man run 3 steps towards you, look at you, eyes go wide with horror, and then an arrow just goes through the side of his temple, and he collapses to the ground in front of you.
God.
And you can hear in the distance says, ha ha!
That's job done. Yeah.
Vraxim holds up a sign that says 5.
So you
Deserves an 8 at least.
A couple of minutes later, you see Bill walking up to you, the broken body of the archivist, who again looks like rake thin. His hands seem to be very crimson, and Bill picks up this archivist, throws it over his shoulder and says, I'm going to get my money.
We want some.
Do what you want. And he takes the bottle of gin out and swigs it and goes, drink on, brothers. And you watch him walk into the inn, and you hear a sort of everything go deathly silent, and then a cheer erupt. What do you want to do? The door to the castle is now lying open.
Let's go to the castle.
Yeah, it'd be rude not to look inside the castle.
Be on guard. He was talking to somebody.
Royal crypts, my man.
He might have just been mad, or he might have actually been prisoner.
So
Yeah, the crypts sounds fun.
you walk inside the castle.
Yes.
You notice when you walk in and you sort of look at the door from the inside, you notice that it had at least 10 locks, like proper, like big heavy bolt locks on the inside. It's like they were definitely determined that no one was going to get inside while he was there. There were a couple of empty buckets lying to the side. Again, all of them have this thick layer of dried blood at the bottom. And there's a sort of small corridor. You walk down the corridor and you find it leads to like a very tiny closed off room where there's a like fireplace with a fire that's beginning to die down. There's a rug on the floor. There's a massive, it's like a sort of overstuffed leather chair, but it looks like it's been, slept in for so long that the leather's beginning to crack and split. There's a table to the side with a massive bag of oats. It looks like it's been stolen from the stables. And there's a small bowl containing half-eaten porridge. The only other way out of there seems to have been barricaded quite heavily by all the sort of furniture that used to be in the room.
Even when he's dead, he's keeping us away from the loot.
How big was the door, the initial door we came in?
It was about maybe 10 foot high. It was like a proper old castle keep door, so maybe 10 foot high, but it was very thick, very sturdy, like the sort of metal studded door.
So it can't be dehinged easily.
Well, they mentioned the crypt being in this castle, and I am intrigued by it.
Yes.
Anyone care to join me? See if we can find it.
To be honest, I haven't been able to steal a single thing, and I want to go down there, and if I must steal from the dead, I will.
It's not like they can do anything about it.
God rest their souls.
And honestly, 100 gold isn't that much.
It's bullshit. I
I
have
do
a
this
headache.
for a living.
I mean, honestly, we've completed our contract by just finding the guy. This is just
Bonus.
Yeah.
Well-
and I mean, we're not paying taxes for any of this.
Okay, so what do you want to do?
Found the crypt.
Get knocked down the door, right?
Basically, the door's lying open. So you've walked through the door, you've walked along the corridor, and you found this small room. With the only other ways out of this are both heavily barricaded shut.
So,
Me.
basically what I was going to say, this way or that way.
Well, we don't seem to be in a rush. Let's just go with the left one.
Okay, you spend a couple of hours dismantling the barricades, mostly on both sides, so they're all dismantled now. You can look around the rest of the castle. As soon as you walk past the barricades, the ground becomes thick with dust. It's like nobody's been here in a very long time.
I smell money.
I smell plague. Is that not what they all died of?
Oh, fuck you, cousin.
This feels dirty. I do not like.
Oh, it is dirty. Look at all the dust.
Jiskar, maybe leave.
Suit yourself.
More loot for us.
I can carry you if you want.
No, it's
Okay.
fine. Builds character.
I go on your back?
Well, sure.
Okay.
I mount him.
Okay, so you wander around the rest of the castle for a while. You eventually come to one of the other doors that's been barricaded from the other side, and after another one around you found the other door that's been barricaded from the other side. There's barely anything of interest here. It's so thick with dust and so thick with other stuff that nobody has been here in a very, very long time. It's like it's been abandoned.
Yeah, I'm doing the full-on scarf filter with my hood.
No, over to the left, Alf. Too thick.
Well, if it isn't in here, maybe we should check the other door.
Again, you go through the other door. It's the same thing. As soon as you walk about maybe more than 10 paces in, it's as if nobody's been here in such a long time. There's thick spider webs and everything. There's no sign of anyone lived here for a long, long time.
Any jewelry, anything?
Everything that passed here seems to have been completely cleared out.
Looks like he was mad and talking to himself then, unless we really missed something in the first room.
Can everyone roll me an awareness check, please?
You've rolled twice and crit both times, Emerald.
So, yeah, you hear the house creaking. It's like the house is moving really strongly against its foundations. And the more you sort of move into the original room, the louder the creaking gets. And then when you move into the older rooms, the sort of quieter the creaking gets, but the house is definitely moving.
This is odd.
Yes. What if we walk backwards?
What do you mean?
If we move towards the hallway, it creeps. Move back over here, it stops. What
Well,
if we
let's-
walk backwards towards hallway?
As soon as you walk into that sort of small room, the creaking gets louder, whether you're walking forward or back.
Well, is there anything that we could look under, look inside?
I'll describe the room to you again one more time. You walk in, there's a sort of overstuffed leather chair by the fire, there's a rug on the floor in between the chair and the fireplace, there's a table to the side with a massive bag of oats in it and a bowl.
Well, I could move the rug.
You lift the rug, you see the trapdoor.
Well, let's go down, see what we can find.
So
Well,
you,
let's open it carefully and look.
I
Throw a
have-
torch down first, rather than just jump.
I will bring out my thieves' tools and I will make sure there is no traps.
you lift the trapdoor. The trapdoor, there's no traps at all in it. It reveals a very heavy stone staircase. And as you make
Jackpot.
your way down, at the bottom of the stairs, you see a large stone sarcophagus in front of you.
Jackpot.
Well, be careful.
Grab my crowbar.
Be careful. That's in the book. This when he found this, he went mad and his
True.
handwriting all changed.
Mikey, why don't you check for things, magic things?
Okay. Can I do an Arcana check?
Yep, that's fine. You don't get any sensation of magic from the sarcophagus.
No magic. Possibly inside, but not from outside.
Well, we won't find out until we open it.
Jaskar will draw his rapier.
And I jam the crowbar in and attempt to pry it
Do a
open.
strength check to open the sarcophagus.
Mikey's gonna back off to like 2 steps up the stairs. So he's not too close.
Jaskar's beside you. He's just kind of giving himself a bath.
Rexim's eyes are glowing.
Okay, you crack the top of the lid and it sort of rolls off to one side with that enormous crash as it hits the ground. Inside there is a coffin, a very old wooden coffin with the lid on top. What do you do?
What do you see, Ulf?
A wooden coffin.
Well, you
Yep.
smashed open the stone sarcophagus. It would be rude not to open that as well.
I agree.
Shouldn't we be more careful?
About a coffin? A very
I don't
old one.
know.
I'm being very careful as he backs off another stair.
I do not see the problem with this at all.
I've listened to Plummet.
I back up one more step.
Okay,
Oh well.
do another strength check with your
I-
crowbar if you want to open the coffin. Yep, you put the crowbar in, you crack down, the lid flies off almost comically and sort of lands on the ground outside the sort of stone shell. The coffin inside collapses a little bit and it seems to stink of dried blood.
Gross.
Can everyone do me an awareness check, please?
Ice Bot Omega, you hate me.
Hey!
Double natural 20, Jesus. Okay, the two of you that got natural 20 noticed something snaking along the ground towards the rest of you.
There's something on the ground.
Kill it with fire.
Okay,
I am
you
not a
see it
magician.
as a very deep green tentacle.
I pull up my sword and attempt to cut it.
Okay, roll to cut the tentacle. Yep, you slice the tentacle in half. It sort of emits this thick green ichor, and you hear a sort of as it seems to withdraw. You notice 2 or 3 more tentacles snaking across the floor. What light source are you using at the moment?
Mikey had a torch.
Okay, you hold the torch up and see that the wall to the left seems to be soaked in blood, and the tentacles are reaching out from this wall.
Dirty.
Can I crossbow one of them if I can?
Yep, roll. Your shot goes wide and just embeds in the wall. The wall seems to be like it's almost breathing.
Yeah.
The loot ain't worthless.
Well,
Have you broken terror?
Yeah, no.
Wolf keeps hacking away at the tentacles.
Okay. What's everyone else doing before you roll?
I think, taking point from the others, I think Mikey's just going to fire a lightning bolt at them.
Okay, roll your lightning. So yep, Mikey manages to electrocute a couple of the tentacles. They don't seem to get damaged by it, but they seem to not withdraw fully, but they seem to withdraw like snakes would. And
Okay.
as they withdraw, more tentacles begin to slowly start piercing through the wall and coming out towards you.
He's bad.
Should we maybe back off and just burn this place to the ground? He's
The
looking
powder.
glee in his eyes at the thought of arson.
Do we have the powder?
Oh yeah,
Oh shit!
you
Throw
took
the
that.
powder.
I got the powder.
Throw it. And Mikey, can you light it?
Yeah, I've got a torch.
Oh.
Yeah, he hands you the gunpowder.
Okay.
Make sure and keep them outside. You sort of gesture to them to get up and out the stairs.
Okay, so you have a bag of gunpowder. Are you going to find a fuse, or are you just going to light the bag?
Well, what I was planning on was putting it on the floor and retreating and then throwing the torch at it so he's not right
Okay.
next to it.
No, that's fine. So
What about
roll to
this
try
cousin?
and wiggle it like some sort of like dead mouse for a snake.
What about this, cousin? I throw the oil, you light the oil, and then we throw the powder on it. The burn.
Okay, we'll try that.
Okay, roll to throw the oil.
Well, you do that there, seeing as you did that.
Yep, you throw the oil smashes on the wall.
And I'll do the same with the torch to begin with.
Okay, roll.
Go, Mikey, go.
Yep, you throw the torch at the wall, the oil starts to burn. You notice the blood beginning to dry into the wall. Roll to throw the black powder.
I'm scared at this one.
You throw the black powder, the bag begins to leak halfway along. It does ignite, but it ignites in a sort of more like a firework than anything else. So there's a loud and the ground shakes beneath you. As soon as that stops, you notice that the oil in the wall begins to keep burning and the wall is completely dried. Like the blood that looked wet on the wall is all completely dried at this point. You feel the ground beneath you shake.
We don't have long. Check the coffin.
I run
Yeah,
over to the
take it.
coffin.
Yeah, so do I.
Okay, you look inside the coffin, there's nothing there apart from a broken coffin.
Oh, bullshit.
Is there no gems? There no nothing.
Anybody got anything else to light on fire?
Like, I'm just gonna have one quick pan of the room, specifically looking for any kind of trinket or hidden something.
You look around, you see a couple of books, you see the sort of broken remnants of the lid of the sarcophagus and the sort of wooden top of the coffin. It's also discarded there. You see a small gold plaque on the coffin that you could probably grab very quickly if you wanted.
Yoink.
Is the ground still shaking
The ground
and
is
trembling?
trembling like an earthquake.
I take the golden plaque.
I say we leave this place, he takes out his second torch and sort of lights it off the embers. And I set fire to everything I can find on the way out. All the books and the furniture, and hopefully that'll just make
Okay.
the bat go away.
I'll help you with that. Let's go.
Yeah,
So
I declare
you
victory. Let's lead.
you run up the stairs, setting light to as much as you possibly can. As you run out the front door, you look down at a scene of the villagers in the town are all drunk, like blind drunk. You see Bill on his horse leaving the town, as the rest of the villagers are literally just staggering around drunk. It's like they've all just got hammered since the news came through that he was dead. In the middle of the drunken area, you see the younger councilman in a sort of blood-red robe. He stands with his hands wide up and he says, "Brothers and sisters, I bid you welcome Ipsakok to our world." At this point, the castle splits in two. A massive, like several hundred meters tall, frog-like creature with millions and millions of eyes just rises from beneath the castle. The world just goes black as it slowly blots out what's left of the sun and moon. You did not manage to save the world.
But I got my plaque.
You got
And we set the castle on fire.
Time to run, boys.
As the world is slowly reduced to ashes by the rise of a Lovecraftian horror, we bid that, unfortunately, you did not manage to save the world and you are in fact all about to die. But that is the unhappy side of it. The good side of it is that if people want to check you out, where can they find you? So, take it away.
Donro, do you want to? Or
I'll go for it. I'm Dombro. I am part of the Saviours RPG cast. I produce the show weekly at 4 p.m. BST on Saviours RPG on Mixer. So go check us out there. And you can find me personally on my Twitter, which is at Dombro, DONBRO. At the moment, what we're doing is we are doing a new modular system whereby we tell different stories from different parts of a world that we are building on the fly. That's what we're doing weekly. And we are currently doing our modular system through our custom world, which is Bata Ribbon or Life Ribbon. And we're currently doing a story arcs and modules, first of which is Patchwork, and the second of which, who knows? Check out our stream.
And you guys are on Twitter at Saviours RPG.
Absolutely. And by October as well, we will have started our own podcast as well and release that into the world on Podbean. The first story of that's going to be a Call of Cthulhu story.
Oh, fantastic. So I will put the link for that in the description for this. Is there anything else you would like to plug? The floor is yours.
Terror, your bees!
Right. Sure. If anybody has nothing better to do, then every day I draw a historic event through the guise of a bee and in a bee pun. And this will be October, so I'm probably close to 300 bees at that point. Yeah. So if you want to see some weird bee puns relating to historical characters, you can find me on Twitter, Terrorblades_, or just #dailyhistorbee. Oh.
Thank you very much, and if you'd like to just say good night to everyone, that's us done.
Cheerio!
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Thanks for having us.
Good night. Thanks for listening.
Thank you for listening to this episode of our 2019 Open the Dungeon Halloween series. The story was written by Nikolai Pupsky and Artie McNeil, with all music by Daniel Boström. If you would like to be involved in future Halloween recordings, please send us a message at Penance RPG. This year's episodes are also a part of the All the Horror 2019 collaboration. Check out #AllTheHorror on social media for more gruesome goodies. If you would like to support Penance RPG in future projects, or just think you'd love to have our Halloween logo on a shirt from our recently opened Teespring, links can be found in the description. Until next time, good night out there, whatever you are.